Hey guys, it's Nikki here. I'm here today to do my spoiler review for Rebecca by Daphne du Maurier. As many of you probably know, this is one of the, I think this one is considered kind of one of the first domestic thrillers written. The general gist of the story is this woman gets swept off her feet, sort of, and married to this much older man in a very short time period. And then she gets whisked off to his estate, and like weird stuff starts happening related to his previous wife and some of the servants in the house. So aside from throwing up red flags left, right, and center, I was very intrigued by the story, and it had been long enough since I read it that I didn't remember as much of it as I would have liked, so I was excited to pick this up again. So with that out of the way, I'll move on to my likes and dislikes. The first like is the atmosphere at Manderley. I loved how gothic it was, I liked how weird it was, and I liked the way that the social interactions between the main character and one of the servants were just like super creepy and just really supported that general kind of tone. My second like is the way the mystery unfolds. I like that you know something is going on with Maxim when you meet him, and then as you get to know all the other servants and get to understand Mrs. Danvers and like her role in the household, kind of how that plays out. I love the way all of that comes together to kind of explore Rebecca's life there before she died, before the main character comes onto the scene. And my third like was the pacing. Although it was very slow, I thought it fit the tone and the storytelling really well, and just really supported that gothic atmosphere and just very strange kind of weird things going on. The first negative is the main character. She's unnamed, she's somewhat undescribed, she's very plain, and just because of how blind she was, I understand that you're supposed to kind of be able to put yourself in her shoes. There's a few places where her personality left a little bit to be desired for me, and I just really struggled to connect with some of her motivations. My second dislike is how naive the main character is. There's certain situations where you know something's weird, but she's seemingly oblivious to it. She's just like, huh, that's odd, and just like moves on with her life and doesn't think too much on it. I mean, granted, she married a man after knowing him for like 3 weeks, so you feel like she can't put 2 and 2 together that well to start with. My third negative is kind of the twist. I'm going with the twist rather than the ending, because although the ending was also a little bit unsatisfying, it fit with the twist and the reveal halfway through the book. I don't know. I wanted it to be a little bit weirder, but it just kind of missed the mark for me for reveal. Like, I wasn't like, oh my god, it was just like, oh, you are exactly as disturbed as I thought, Maxim. Wonderful. And it was a little disappointing. And with that out of the way, I will move on to the characters. Like I said, I didn't love the main character, that kind of unnamed, bland, very cookie cutter character. She wasn't bad, like she wasn't terrible. She was hard for me to stay engaged with, and we followed the book from her perspective, so that really did make some parts of it very hard to kind of get involved, like delve into. But I also really loved how flawed and weird all of the other characters were. Like Maxim and Mrs. Danvers were just straight up bonkers at times, and there's just so much weird shit going on in the background with the side characters. I just loved it, and how it all came together, and how they all interacted as well. And with that out of the way, I'm going to give you a quick wrap up here. I'm going to give this a 3.5 out of 5 stars. I did lower this a little bit from my original read-through of it several years, I don't know, a handful of years ago, but not by much. And I still really enjoy myself, and overall I really enjoy the tone and the storytelling here. I just have a really hard time with the main character and her naivete, and just some of the other stuff going on in the background that just kind of pulls my immersion out a little bit. But the cast of characters is strange and weird and just downright insane, and if you like gothic themes and gothic settings with characters that are a little bit clueless and just like a very overarching theme of domestic darkness, this is something for you. And that's really where I'm gonna leave it. I hope you guys have enjoyed the review, and I will check in with you guys in the next video and see you when I talk about the movie. Peace.